What's up, people? This is Nature Girl 30 here, and I'm giving you a Raw review for February 27th. Now, I usually have like a video before this, or pictures before this of Raw and some music. But I'll be real, not this time. It doesn't really deserve it. Don't get me wrong. I loved the introduction. I love the introduction to Raw. It really was very interesting. The thing about it is, this introduction here was probably the best setup for the best in the world match ever. Like, the best in the world versus the best in the world. This is the match that I have been looking forward to seeing since forever. And I'm finally going to see it at WrestleMania. I am so crunk. And this was the best introduction for it. I loved it. I so loved it. The fact that the fact that Chris Jericho has a chip on his shoulder, we all know he does. Because the sheer fact of all the promotions he's had with his book, being on Attack the Show, all these other shows, from the fact that he had his own game show that got canceled. The point is, he's always had a chip on his shoulder. We know this. And the fact that Vince McMahon really did not back him up, we all know this. So it all comes out right here. And that's the one thing I love about it. It's a great setup. It really gets you set up for the whole thing. And CM Punk, we know he's not going to back down. That is why I love this match. I'm looking forward to seeing it at WrestleMania. Great setup. I loved it. The only thing about it, it made Daniel Bryan seem irrelevant. It didn't make the match seem relevant. It didn't make AJ seem relevant. It didn't make anybody or John Laurinaitis or Punk look relevant. Like, seriously, that match should not have happened. We've seen it about 1,000 times. It should not have set up for that match. It should have just set up to be an introduction. That's it, closure, then move on to another match. Daniel Bryan should not have been involved at all, which is a problem. Daniel Bryan is the World Heavyweight Champion. He should have something going on with Sheamus because, for crying out loud, WrestleMania is not that far off. WrestleMania is a month away. You want to do everything you can starting now to build up your feuds. Sheamus should have been involved in something with Daniel Bryan. This match should not have happened. It should not have happened at all. Sheamus should have came out. Sheamus should have done something to get more involved in the feud, but they didn't. He came out later in some ridiculous filler match that he had with Big Show and Cody Rhodes and whoever else was out there. Like, really, it was stupid. The whole thing was stupid. But there was nothing but a meaningless filler and also really dumb matches throughout the entire night. And even backstage scenes were stupid to me. Seriously. Who gave a crap about Eve? Who gave a crap about what she had to say? Like I said about 1,000 times, that chick was a tick. She did everything she could to try to get people to like her by sticking next to people that are more popular than her. For example, Crime Time. That chick would not go away when she was hanging around Crime Time. Got on my nerves. Kept hanging around Kelly Kelly. Now, what do we see now? She's becoming more popular than Kelly Kelly, and Kelly Kelly's gone. We all knew that was going to happen. So who gave a crap of the fact that she tried to use two guys to make her popular? Really? I love me some Zack Ryder. Zack Ryder is my boy, but come on. Really? You're using Zack Ryder to get popular? And then John Cena. Do you really think that John Cena was... The thing is, that whole bit of the storyline was dumb. And the sheer fact she came out there and said, don't be angry at me. Don't freaking care. Now, I can rant about that all night, but I'm not. There was nothing but really ridiculous pointless matches all night. One of them was the Divas match. Why? It lasted not only 2 seconds, but we didn't even hear their introductions. And the fact that Kelly Kelly was supposed to be the top diva of Raw right now. She had no introduction. She had her match only lasted 2 minutes. And yes, so she beat Brie Bella. We haven't seen her in a while. Come on, give her an introduction at least. That was stupid. What was even more dumb for me was the triple threat tag team match for the triple threat tag team match for the tag team championships. Epico and Primo versus the Booming Truth versus Jack Swagger and Dolph Ziggler. This confused the heck out of me. Why are you putting Dolph Ziggler in a match to be for a tag team championship when he's supposed to be in the singles championship running? He's supposed to be in the running for the WWE Championship. Why are you downgrading him to being a tag team champion with Jack Swagger? Jack Swagger could have picked anybody backstage. Anybody. He could have picked Tyler Rex. He could have picked A-Rod. He could have picked, for crying out loud, he could have picked anybody. Heath Slater. Justin Gabriel. He could have picked anybody. But for crying out loud, he picked Dolph Ziggler. Made no sense to me. Huge downgrade for him. I don't know what's happening there, but it was more pointless the fact that Epico and Primo still kept it, which makes me realize that they're going to make the tag team belts a prop again. But regardless, moving on from there, why in the world was Sheamus involved with the Big Show versus Mark Henry versus Cody Rhodes? Why? Now don't get me wrong, the Big Show and Cody Rhodes, I'm not gonna lie, the guy's got swagger, the guy's got flair, the guy got taste. Yes, that is my boy, Cody Rhodes. Mark II. Seriously, I love me some Cody Rhodes. That dude just came out there and like laid out like the most funniest moment for me was WrestleMania. I can't remember if it was WrestleMania 24. I think it was WrestleMania 24 and in 2008. Now I remember that because I was in Orlando. And the Big Show literally got his nose broken by Floyd Mayweather. and seriously, it didn't really show what happened at the end of the match. But regardless, that was a funny moment. Because the fact that this little itty bitty man beat the crap, like just literally broke the nose of the Big Show. That was funny. That was really funny. I love those moments that Cody Rhodes keep bringing up. And it's really great pumping up their feud. That's the one thing they're doing it right. They're actually pumping up their feud for the Big Show versus Cody Rhodes. Hopefully it's for the IC Championship at WrestleMania. I'm hoping that's how it's going to go. But regardless, that was probably the best part of that match. The worst part about it was Mark Henry. Don't get me wrong. Mark Henry is a great wrestler, but he has lost all credibility as of late. He's got knocked out by the Big Show, not once, not twice, but 3 times. And the sheer fact that he's supposed to be injured, yes, I know he's trying to get his WrestleMania money, but he does not have a match unless he's going to be in Money in the Bank. But regardless, he lost all credibility. All credibility. Like, you can't take him seriously as a monster anymore after what they've done to him. And it's sad that he's in that match and he still gets dominated. Not by the Big Show this time, but by Sheamus. Bro, kick to the face. Pointless. Sorry, pointless. And yes, it's supposed to make Sheamus shine, but it's pointless for Sheamus because Sheamus is supposed to be feuding with Dan O'Brien. I don't know. And it was like meaningless backstage scenes with with 2 stupid stooges that I call the GMs, Teddy Long and Johnny O. I'm not even gonna say his last name. I'm gonna call him Johnny O because he has 0 personality, 0 talent, and he has, gosh, I mean, the guy's as transparent as a piece of paper. And I'm sick to death of him. But they're trying to pump it up for a stupid feud that's going to be going on at WrestleMania. And ever since Jerry Lawler did that horrible, horrible match that was like watching paint dry, anything that's like a gimmick with a GM that's not entertaining is going to piss me off. And it may be entertaining if you have like people involved in Raw and SmackDown involved. But if they fight, no. I don't care. I don't give a crap about the feud. But regardless, moving on from there. They actually showed some vignettes of the streak. Who cares? And it was about WrestleMania 20. It was about WrestleMania 27 during that time when they were in Atlanta. We know what happened there. Move on. But regardless, it was all about The Rock. The entire night was about The Rock. People were waiting for The Rock to come out. We finally saw The Rock. The Rock came out. The Rock came out, electrifying the entire crowd. Literally, everybody screaming his name. Everything was trending worldwide from what? From Kung Pao Bitch to Boost to Asses. Everything that man had to say was trending worldwide. Seriously. And when John Cena came out, he had his little thing to say. And then he left. Yeah. And then The Rock actually had a retort. And then that was it. They played his music. I'm going to be real. I was so desensitized to that moment, it made me sad. Because this was supposed to be like the main event of the night. But ever since they showed the vignettes over and over again of John Cena, of The Rock, John Cena, The Rock, John Cena, The Rock, I started becoming literally desensitized to this match. I'm not excited anymore. I don't have anxiety about it anymore. I'm not crunk about it anymore. I just want to be over so they can stop talking about it and stop hearing trending worldwide. Don't get me wrong, everything The Rock said was awesome. But it's the sheer fact that they constantly kept promoting this, over promoting this. Now, I mean, you're supposed to promote it on Raw, but then when they did it on SmackDown and on Raw, you become desensitized to it. Like, seriously. And that's pretty much how I feel about it right now. I am completely desensitized to that match. I could care less about that match. I'm looking forward to Chris Jericho versus CM Punk and the Money in the Bank match. I don't care much about that main event at all, and that is sad. And for real, this whole Raw did nothing for WrestleMania. Did nothing for WrestleMania except for possibly 2 matches, maybe 2 or 3. And I'm not going to count the streak as 4 because nobody was there to actually say anything about it. But I'm going to say that 3 possible matches kind of led up to something going on WrestleMania. That is sad because WrestleMania is supposed to have a bigger card than that. At least 6 matches on the card. Hopefully a lot more than that. But they did a horrible, horrible job of setting up for WrestleMania. They did a really, really terrible disservice for SmackDown. I got to give it a D. I'm sorry. I'm giving this Raw a D. It deserves a D. They did nothing for WrestleMania. They did nothing for SmackDown. It was bad. Too much filler. Ridiculous matches that didn't make any sense. It was bad, in my opinion. I'm giving it a D. If you think I'm harsh, leave a comment below. If you think I'm on point, leave a comment below. Either or, I want to hear your opinions about this. Am I overreacting or what? I don't know. You tell me. But that's my verdict, and I'm sticking to it. This is Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace.